How did Route 57 get started?
When I came to Glasgow, from Glasgow to Sheffield, 2005, and there was no creative writing here at all. There had been creative writing teaching at undergraduates, but it was mainly lifelong learning related. But there was a tradition of creative writing at the School of English. Angela Carter used to teach here. And obviously William Ensign was a great head of English, who sort of invented close reading, really. So that it seemed to me absurd that we didn't have any creative writing. The real reason was that Sheffield Hallam had a really strong sort of creative writing presence in the city, and it was felt by previous heads that Sheffield wasn't big enough, but I thought it was. And it was particularly lacking was any presence of experimental poetry, and I thought the way that a range of poetry and then fiction bubbles up is with students mainly in a city. That's when the city starts to buzz, and Sheffield Hallam students were doing stuff. There was the festivals, but there was nothing here, and it was like crazy. And in my view, having come from Glasgow, where there's very strong creative writing MA, was that it just helped the local culture. So I thought if I could get a writer in and start teaching an MA, but also have it also at the same time there as an undergraduate thing. So Route 57 was just like really important as a kind of hub and forum for the writing that was being done, not only by the MA that was just starting, but also by the undergraduates as well. And in the beginning, it was like just School of English students, but it's slowly widened to become kind of faculty and then university thing. So it's really pleased that it worked out so well.
How did the transition from digital to print work?
I sort of maybe lazily thought, when I was sort of quite evangelical about digital, because Black Box Manifold is a sort of online poetry magazine. It does mean that you're not spending a huge amount of time just getting printers, and it tends to commercialise the venture as well, which is difficult. So I just thought if I wanted Route 57 to work straight away, that it'd be good that it was like online, and we had it designed by students, but that was it. It was really Matt Cheeseman coming in and just saying, "Why isn't it a book?" Because he loves books and the reality and truth of the objects in the world. So I just went along with that and I said, well, you can raise the money, and he did spectacularly. But it's also, I think what was good about his philosophy was that it has to be a beautiful object, not just a mag. So they are really handsome, aren't they? So. And only Matt would have found a Swiss publisher going graphic. It's fantastic. No, so the transition was really, as I became head, I thought, well, maybe the general editor should be Matt, and he just turned it into a digital and book thing. Yeah.
What was your favourite part of putting the journal together?
How willing my colleagues were, but also the students, because the philosophy was to have kind of staff editors working with student editors, and I thought that'd be really difficult, but it was like spectacularly easy, and particularly the poetry section and the fiction sections have sort of grown really very, very professionally, and it sort of, I thought, created a proper peer creative sense to the editorial process. Student editors are much tougher on other student writers than the staff would have been. So it's sort of like it sort of professionalised it, but also democratised it. I thought that worked really well. Yeah.
Thank you. What inspired you to write your poem that's in the in Route 57 this issue?
I wrote that quite a long time ago, as I was living in Switzerland and reading a lot of Wordsworth. I was going to write my PhD on Wordsworth, so I've read, I still read Wordsworth more than most other poets. I think he's like a neglected genius, even though he's hugely famous. People say he's all awful, boring old fart. But he isn't. But I thought there was a sense in which I could just get down on paper everything that my heart and memory could remember about him, and then end with a kind of slap down line about him just being a boring old fart. So you get both views.
How long have you been writing?
I suppose since I was a university student, really. I don't really think of myself as a poet as such. I'm more of a sort of facilitator and a critic. So it's a kind of, but yeah.
Do you have a writing process?
I think the best time to write is when the brain is free of the day. So it's often when you have the time and space to allow language to bubble up rather than the daily mind. So I mean, I think that sounds a bit surrealist, but I think that it's true. Yeah.
And can you tell us your favourite line from your poem?
I just had it here, yeah. Milton's burr over waters clear as Shakespeare's heart.
Great, thank you very much.
Yeah.